Okay, now we're live.
Sweet.
Now we're live. Now I'm not being an idiot anymore. So, okay, I apologize again. This is the third time I gotta stop doing this. All right, so everybody, welcome to the Basic Nerd Experience. My name is Ginger Mr. 954, as other people call me, but you can know me as by the host with the most that looks like a ghost.
Damn.
That's right. And we got Mr. Andres over here.
Yo, you already know what it is, boy. And
That's
girl.
right. But as always, we have our good friend Alazar from Shut Up, Let's Talk. So thanks again for joining us today.
How's it going tonight, Basic Nerd Experience, homies? It's a pleasure being on the show for the third time, and it means a lot to me. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, of course,
man. We love having you here, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I think we're going to take a break from music because we got into a lot of it, but we're not, that's not the last of it. We'll definitely be talking more about music in the near future. But because last week we got to some really good discussions of like, what are the albums or what are some favorite albums that kind of helped influence us in our lives, and also talking about our 3 least favorite fast food chains somehow and getting the hookups from our friends.
The best.
And look at you, Ken, with Pollo Tropical. But
thanks for the choppy chops, bro.
Yeah, you already know, bro.
Those are so good.
You don't know what it is, bro. And so I figured it'd be awesome if we take in Alazar's idea of talking about our favorite video games, that the ones that have shaped us and that we like to this day. So I think then obviously we'll go from there afterwards, but I think I would like Alazar to go first.
Yes, I agree.
Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. And let me go ahead and get fancy on you guys real quick.
Ooh.
Let me get fancy on shells. And
I'm all for trying new shit, especially on Thursday nights.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Give me one quick second. I think we can do this. And just to preface this, this game that I'm about to talk about is okay. When I was younger, I was living with my brothers, and then I got separated from them at a young age, and then we had a Sega Genesis at the time. And it was really, really dope. So I used to watch them play Sonic the Hedgehog, Mortal Kombat, all that good stuff.
Sweet.
And whenever I would get a chance once in a while to play it, because I was the youngest one. So obviously I'm getting the least gaming time out of the 3 brothers there. But by the time that I ended up getting separated, and then with my mom and stepdad, they wanted to get me a gaming console because my mom was like, "Oh, he had one with them. Let's get him one." To have for himself. So my dad takes me to this place called Incredible Universe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a place back in the day. If you're the age, if you're 30 in the chat, you guys might know this place, because it wasn't around much longer. So this place, Incredible Universe, basically like Best Buy on steroids. It's like a Best Buy and a mall put together.
I do love steroids.
Pretty much, right? It was awesome. So my dad takes me there. He's got me there by the hand, right? We're all walking over, we're hanging out. He takes me over, and then there are these 2 huge pyramids in front of me. Okay, it's 2 big boxes stacked up, and one pyramid there is Super Nintendo's, and then the other one there is a pyramid of Sega Genesis. And I just remember my dad being like, "Pick one," and it was like.
Oh, for being the shrimp of the family, man. That's rare, man.
No, it was super nice. No, shout out to my stepdad, and this is one of the best memories of my life, and it's what's given me the passion to just play games for the rest of my life. Yeah, and cool. That feeling was just so dope. And then what I went with, since I had the Genesis with my brothers, I was like, you know what, let me try something a little different, and I got me a Super Nintendo.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, shit.
Sweet.
Sorry, I just cursed, but I got the box right up here. I could actually grab that box, but I got to move some stuff over. But I'll maybe later in the episode. Yeah. If you guys want to see it, if you guys are in the chat and you guys would like to see that, feel free to drop that in, and we can do that later.
Absolutely.
Shout out to everybody in the chat tonight.
Shout out to Danny in the chat watching us right now. How you doing?
What's good, Danny? Boy or girl?
Well, anyway,
I have no idea.
Either or.
Shout out to Danny. Thank you.
Absolutely. So my dad says pick one, pick one, right? So I'm freaking out. I end up getting the Super Nintendo, and then he takes me over. And this day gets better. Can you believe it? The day gets better. He took me over, and then there's all the games there, and then he tells me, "All right, pick like 7." And I'm like, "What?" So I'm there, and I'm like, I don't know what to pick. I'm grabbing stuff. I ended up grabbing. It was like I don't even know how to describe it, guys. It was kind of like when you see like a sweepstakes and they're just like grab whatever you can in like 10 seconds.
Right.
And you just see people reaching for all sorts of stuff. So at that, I got Donkey Kong 1 and 2.
Hey, okay. Now we're talking here.
All right. I got all these other games. And then the game that I want to talk about today, folks, is the game that came included with that Super Nintendo box. So it was the in-game experience. And it's the one I ended up playing the most out of all the games I got that day. And it was Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World.
Hey.
And it's one of the best games of all time, in my opinion. Why? It's like 5 different games and all hits. The origins of Mario in beautiful graphics. The music is just classic, obviously. I don't even have to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's just iconic. And then being able to play through Mario Brothers 3, being able to play through Mario World and get the Yoshi experience. It's just, how could you go back? How could you go back at that point?
It's awesome, dude. Just so we're clear, this is a bundle of five games.
Yeah. So sorry, I should explain what it is then. Apologies. So this game this game is Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3, Super Mario World, and Super Mario The Lost Levels, which was only released in Japan and is actually the real Super Mario Brothers 2. It's it was never released in America because they said it was too difficult. So they ended up taking a different game, replacing the sprites, and that's Mario 2 that we got in America, just some other game. And the real one is just like the first one, but just way harder. So that's what the Lost Levels was. So it came with that extra game. So 5 games in that one cartridge, and it was just amazing. I still have it to this day.
Wow.
It is right here. Oh, whoops! I forgot I have this fancy. I'm all fancy right now. It's like not even letting me.
It's like.
Give me a second. It's like, you know what?
It's a lie. You didn't get the game at all. It was It was a fake.
That looks legit to me.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the literal. This is that same cartridge from that day that I freaked out. So this is where it all starts, folks. So when you love video games, this is what you got to think about. That wow moment where your heart just jumps out of your face, rather, just upward like a rocket.
Exactly. Look, it's not often you come across games that give you that feeling, like as Alazar's mouth heart situation. I mean, I had a similar situation, but with when I unboxed my first Nintendo 64 back when I was around maybe 2 years old, 3 years old. That old Commodore 64. You know what I mean? And I got I remember getting games that would shape what I would love. Like I'm at the core, I'm a legit racing fan. The fundamentals are Mario Kart 64, which is my all-time, and Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. When my brother was when my brother was born, my little bro was born, the shrimp. Shout out to Nico, by the way. Diet Andres, that's my boy. But it wasn't until we were in United States where we were actually infatuated with the game, So we would play back and forth. We would actually get pissed off at each other a lot because none of us would accept failure. We were just like, okay, this is a high stakes game, If I win, I get the priority of making both of our bets, and if you lose, you get to clean the toilet for a week. You know what I mean? Because we got chores.
Trading off. That's pretty high stakes. That is true.
We would always rise up the stakes, almost to a point where I was joking around and I said like if I win, you clean my ass, and he's like, what? I'm not doing shit. No way, man.
Well, that's I can't blame him for that response.
But thankfully that never happened. Before it got way too weird, like we were always aware of the stakes that we would be putting on that game. So like we would be making real stakes on that game, like tangible things to make it interesting. And that's part of what made that game, Episode 1 Racer, like stand out even throughout the years. Like even when we break out the 64, my brother and me, we always have a fun time, and we always raise the stakes, even when we're in our 20s. It's incredible.
I keep forgetting.
Absolutely.
Wow.
What'd you say?
Fantastic choice, though, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was going like I interrupted you, Alazar, but please keep going. It's just
Did you?
It triggered a lot of memories in my head.
I don't think
I
you
just
did.
wanted to.
No. I didn't even know. I thought I was pretty much done. I thought you actually moved. I thought you moved on to your game and you were talking about your moment. So,
well, I guess that was my moment. Elliot, why don't we go with yours?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, unlike these distinguished guests, you're a regular guest.
I would like to be called distinguished from now on. Distinguished Mr. 305. You know.
Thank you for calling me distinguished. That's very nice.
Hey.
Allow me to turn one of my lights on. Give me 1 second, please.
As you're doing that, I'll relive my experience as a wee lad. So I mentioned this in our nostalgic video game episode a while back, which is available in all audio platforms.
A year and a half ago.
It's crazy. That was a year and a half ago. The first time I remember playing video games was at Disney World. There was a bunch of clubhouses that they would do. So basically what my parents would do is, hey, we need to go on a date because we haven't been a couple in forever because we've been taking care of your ass. So we need you to go play some video games for 2 hours while we go to like some fancy restaurant and say hi to Mickey Mouse and then some character dining.
Mom and dad stuff.
Exactly, as they say hi to Pluto and Goofy. So what they did is there were several. I don't know what that was. I'm gonna move on. So they don't do this anymore. I think they do, but they don't do this anymore. So when I was a kid, a lot of Disney hotels would have these clubhouses. So what they would do, it was basically for kids. You would sign off like, hey, how long do you want this? Do you want this little Ed Sheeran running around your little place? So 3 hours? Okay, good. And what's your meal? Okay, pizza with French fries. And then you would, everyone would vote for what movie they wanted to see for the night. And it was only Disney movies because, they couldn't, they couldn't,
They're not getting in bed with a competition. No.
Yeah,
no way.
No, and what's funny is actually when I went to Universal, they had their own version of the clubhouses when I was a kid, but they showed Disney movies. So I remember one night I was watching Cat in the Hat and freaking Emperor's New Groove after that.
Oh, nice.
Universal, but Disney, they don't do that. But that's a little tidbit of information out there. So anyway, so there was a bunch of these really cool clubhouses. Like two of the ones that were my favorite were Neverland, and it was the one from Peter Pan, the Polynesian Hotel, and the other one was Simba's Cub House in Animal Kingdom Lodge, I believe, and it was and I distinctly remember Simba's Cub House because that was a lot smaller, and it was a bunch of things for you to do. So you can play with toys, you can play with you can go play. They like this corner of video game play of different systems. They had like PS2s, they had N64s, they had everything at the time. This was like 2004 and 5, so that's when they just came out, and they had like TVs going on. So and they would put on like Disney Channel. So it was great. It was awesome. So some of my early video games of playing was Lego Star Wars.
Yes.
I know I'm just gonna cringe. Chicken Little.
It's a really good game.
I know Chicken Little.
Who cringes at that?
Chicken Little. I mean,
Oh, Chicken Little. Okay. I didn't hear that one.
Now, Lego Star Wars is untouchable. Like that's a cornerstone of a childhood, man. Like, but
really
Chicken Little of all games, man. I would rather play the Coraline game than play Chicken Little, man.
Hey. Both of them are pretty badass in their own righteousness. Bro,
No, I like
Chicken Little could be good. I gotta check it out sometime.
And Chicken Little, like, there's actually a few weeks ago, because I'm doing winter break, hell out of free time. So I was looking at Chicken Little gameplay, and you would not know how many people are still commenting in 2021 about that game. Like, some people said, like, I'm gonna be honest, this game is better than the movie, and I'm like, wow, I never heard that before.
There could be truth to that. We don't know. Well, I don't know.
It's actually a lot of fun. Like, it's fun, and I haven't played it in a while. Like, the last time I played it, I was like 7 years old. But from me being a 7-year-old, or from the age 5 to 7, I had a lot of fun with it. I had a blast, and they had the sequel, which is the closest thing we'll get to a sequel, Chicken Little, which is Chicken Little Ace in Action.
Is it the one where he's hopped up on space steroids or something?
Yeah, he's hopped up on. He's a big chicken McNugget.
He's a buff boy. Yeah, he's a thick boy. He looks like Russell. Yeah.
Yeah, for shout out to Russell, our boy Russell, and it was voiced by Adam West, actually. So basically, it was like this weird, like, because the whole thing in the Chicken Little movie was like the sky is falling, but they have this weird, absurd twist where, like, the sky actually flew, and the sky was made up of, like, spaceships from aliens. It was weird, very weird. And this is the time during the 2000s when Disney was experimenting, and they were in a transition we'll say. Like, Pixar was when it started to get in its prime, but Disney Animation Studios, it was
they were a little bit shaky.
Except for Meet the Robinsons. Besides that, it was it was like Home on the Range was pretty bad. Anyway, different conversation. But Chicken Little was definitely there's a lot of let's say artistic freedoms, if you will, with that movie. So towards the end, Chicken Little saves the town. Everyone hates him, but, like, they love him now because he saved the city. And so the aliens and the chickens and the rest of the farm folk, I don't know, it's like turkey. I forgot what animals are there. And so basically they decided to make a movie out of Chicken Little and his friends saving the day, but they made it into something that was completely different. And they made, like, this Buck Rogers, like what's that guy? Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Gordon, like this adventure of, like, them, like, saying, like, on, like, lines like "Are you ready to rock?" or like stuff like that. But they made a whole game out of that, just like a 2-minute trailer of that movie. It was crazy. And bro, I have so much fun memories of playing it. It was a lot of fun, and it was basically like the game was like the characters like reading a comic book, I think, or they're playing the game as they're going on. So, like, it's kind of like this weird meta thing where it's like when you're playing a game, you're actually like the Chicken Little playing the game. Yeah, it's this weird.
That is meta. You said,
yeah.
As Deadpool would say, if it's like fourth wall and a fourth wall, is this 16 walls? Like that's what it kind of feels like.
That does sound like it'd be something like that. My God, that sounds like a lot of fun though, and those simple type of games, there's something about them, because like those type of games are very foundational.
Yes, it's simple and it's effective too. Like, it's not anything crazy or stuff like that. Like, I have so many fond memories still of, like, playing, like, old Mario games, or even just, like, old, like, what's that other game? Like, even Lego games, really. I mean, now they made it more complex, which I kind of like, but I still have, like, I still have a special place for Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman, the first one, and Indiana Jones, especially.
Yeah.
I didn't play that. I've only played a few of the Lego video games. Actually, the Lego Star Wars one that you're talking about, the one that you played, I actually pirated that on my first computer. That was like when I started learning how to, like, download torrents and pirate software and things like that. So that was actually one of my first experiences was getting Lego Star Wars and playing through that, and it was fantastic.
It's
Such a good
amazing.
time.
And one of the best
So
moments
good.
is that when you're in the Mos Eisley spaceport, right? And you have these you have these guys doing that, and then when you get close enough to them, they start vibing like they're freaking Tom Jones or something, moving like this. And
Oh, do
Anakin's
they? I
got
don't
so
remember.
much drip on him right now, like he's moving with his
I gotta look
square
that
ass self,
up.
you know? It's awesome.
There's so much attention to detail in that game. Like it's amazing how they really, and that's like that's really when those Lego games really took off. It was Lego Star Wars because it was
Yes, that's true.
amazing. It's still like is it dated? Yes. Does it hold up?
Is it dated though? I really don't think it is, to be honest. Like in my opinion, like I feel like graphics wise, yes, because the gameplay and everything is exactly the same.
Oh yeah, no, and
It is
Right?
Proper
Like they've
collecting
stuck to that.
stuff.
Like you know what's funny? Sorry.
There's still like one thing they still like the thing that is updated, like for example like a Lego Force Awakens. I think that's the most recent Lego Star Wars game, well besides Lego Skywalker Saga, which got a date by the way finally, August 2022. Oh sorry, April 2022, sorry.
Finally,
Anyway,
man.
I know, well, before they delay it again. I'm actually I'll bring that up because I'm a little skeptical because a lot of the gameplay and the regular trailer, it's kind of janky. It's not really, it doesn't flow. So I'm a little worried at the same time because I'm experiencing that right now with the new Guardians of the Galaxy game, but I'll get that later on. But with the Force Awakens, I think they did a better job of like lightsaber combos or for like attack moves. Like it flows more with like the old one, and I'll give it a break because it was made in 2004 and 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, it has the same like Luke has the
And then
yeah.
Hey, you know the whole combo. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's been playing it since I was 5 years old.
5 years old.
True,
That whole
true,
3-step,
true.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's right.
That's
And
right,
then, I know, and I also like it a lot because Ken and Han Solo have the same hairstyle, so there's still that little.
Yeah, except I think Han Solo has a clearer tape line than Ken does.
Oof.
I didn't mean that in a bad way. I mean, Chris Bosch has the best tape line out there. So like, there's a
Chris Bosh.
yeah.
I think he's a Ken.
Nah.
How good? All right.
The Heat, bro. Yeah, we're talking that dream team back in 2012. You know what I mean?
I have a magnet on my computer. It's a Miami Heat magnet on there. I'm not even that huge. Like I like the Miami Heat. I'm not a. You know,
You're
funny,
a casual fan.
Right. You know, I only got through basketball, and this is somewhat related because, well, actually, no, it's very much related. I only got into basketball because of video games, because I was never really able to get into like through the sport. Like I've never been the kind of person that could just sit there and watch sports by myself.
Same. Absolutely the same. Yeah.
Very boring to me alone. If
I'm
I'm
the
watching,
opposite, but continue.
if I'm watching sports, it has to be with a buddy of mine. Or like my mom loves sports, like my parents love sports, so like it was fun watching it with them, which I didn't do very often because I was always watching cartoons instead. But you know, I was always watching something else. And they're always like, "You should check sports out." I'm like, "It's cool, but it's not. I'm fine. And then at some point, when the Heat started winning, the big 3 time and all that, NBA 2K14 came out.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was really good.
That was the last great 2K game.
And you know, I had just built my PC a couple of years before that, so I was just, you know, I wanted a game that I could test out this graphics card that I just, you know, gotten the trouble of getting or whatever, and it was a great game to test that out. And I remember my friends coming over, and they were much more used to the game than I was, and that game actually helped me learn the rules of basketball itself. Really? So after playing, yeah, because to me that's what I was using the game for, kind of, because I like the gameplay, but I didn't know the rules. I don't know how it worked. So through the game, I kind of learned, oh, this is how that works, and that's what I'm, you know, what's that? I can't even think of it right now. Back like where you like walk backwards, and it's like a
backcourt violation.
Backcourt, yeah, there we go. I thought I was going to say it wrong, but yes, that one. And I do the game, I learned, oh, you can't do that. So I was like, oh, and then you kind of piece it together. So yeah, video games can help in many ways, just learning other things. And now you have all these simulator games.
Yeah.
Speaking of, which is fantastic. Like I have Euro Truck Simulator. Have you guys played that?
I've never heard of Hero Truck Simulator before.
Yeah. I played that a couple times.
It's very good. I like it a lot. And you're just you're a truck driver, and it's first person, and you're in your truck, and you got to make a delivery, and you got to make sure you follow the rules of the road. Don't run the red lights. You get tickets if you do, and if it all comes out of your pay at the end of it all.
You know what we should do? We should make a game called Uber Eats the video game.
Surprised there's not one, but that's a great idea.
But honestly, it's different modes. You go on a motorcycle, you get on a bicycle. Because like this, I seen ones of like people in Britain who do Uber Eats and they're mostly on a bicycle, and but that's funny. So maybe there'll be that mode, but it'd be funny like Uber Eats America. It's like,
doesn't GTA 5 have a version of that or something?
Probably, that makes sense. Would
that be funny? GTA 6 Uber
Eats edition.
The Uber Eats expansion. That's amazing.
It's Saints Row will come up with a Grubhub version.
So funny. Okay, so
let's continue.
Did everybody get through their games?
I still have some, but I will let Alza, if you have any more, and Andres go next.
Think about it. I mean, there's definitely Donkey Kong. I have to mention Donkey Kong.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm thinking if there's anything else that was very foundational in a later.
Before I forget, did you ever watch a really bad Nickelodeon Donkey Kong show in the late 90s?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, yes. The one where there's like freaking 2 songs every single episode. It's like, oh my God.
Absolutely.
And I don't motion capture, and it looks like a freaking drunken purse guy or something. Yeah.
There's so many memes from that show. It's amazing.
Dude, I'm during quarantine.
It's the best time to watch that. That's so funny.
It was I watched some of the funniest shit during, like, I needed somebody to go through the days because it sucked. And it was the kind of time when I kind of paused like a lot of my streaming services because I wasn't sure if I was going to pay it in time. So we were fine later on, but at the time I wasn't sure. So I was like, okay, I'm sure there's a lot of shows I can watch for free on YouTube. Yeah. That show, the Donkey Kong DK Country, I think. I
totally forgot the name like of the show right now.
It was something like that, but it was so weird. It was funny. Like I remember watching the Legend of the Crystal Coconut tape, which was kind of weird because it's like I thought like, oh, he's gonna be like, steal the banana, like punching a King K. Rool in the face. Like no, he like sings about like the Killer Crystal Coconut, but like if it was like in the Book of Mormon or something, like it was something funny, and I kind of like it, but like I don't at the same time. Like
his catchphrase was literally "Banana Slammer," Oh my God, it was so
bad.
Easy, man.
And Diddy Kong was so annoying. He was like, "Well, come on, donkey!"
It was very overly just. Oh my God! The thing was the animation at that time was just. I think it was just a product of the time. Are you guys familiar with Transformers Beast Wars?
Of course,
yes.
Yeah. Very similar time period there. Those shows were very close to each other, and the animation shows. Obviously, the Donkey Kong stuff was a bit worse. The animation stuff was the Transformer stuff was fantastic. I thought.
Yeah,
I like that a lot, and I used to have some of the Transformers, the Beast Wars toys.
Oh,
I had this one. It was like a set that you could buy, and it was I forgot the characters because I don't think they were in the show actually. Not that I remember. And it was an elephant, an eagle, and I think it was a cheetah. Yeah, an elephant, eagle, and cheetah. And you put them all, and they're separate ones, and then that transform into their own thing, and then you can put them all together and to make one big transformer. That's all 3 of them. It was so cool. Yeah. I got to look that thing up because I'm positive I could just Google it.
But they just copied Power Rangers because you just put 5 animals together into one big thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Dragon Zor,
that's exactly what that. Mm-hmm. It's they Voltroned the whole thing. Exactly.
That's right. I forgot about Voltron.
Yeah.
Voltron was dope. I remember catching it on Cartoon Network when they premiered it for a little bit, and it was just really, really fun. I mean, it's just Power Rangers, just repackaged. Not repackaged. Yeah. Power Rangers probably copies.
I think it was like supercharged with all the best LSD you could find. It made for a really great show, if you ask me, man.
I know that, and Speed Racer.
Speed Racer was.
I love Speed Racer.
God, yeah.
I'm a big Speed Racer fan. I actually have a few of the DVDs. I have like 4 of the DVDs.
Even the one with John Goodman from like 2006 or 7.
No, the cartoon. I have 4 volumes of the cartoon. Oh, Andres.
Oh my god.
It's an awesome picture.
I love that. It's so good.
That's unfortunate.
I like how this is a tradition. There's always every time you come on, he's just either gonna have a moment where he freezes.
It happens. It happens. Somebody's probably just hit the Netflix right there, real quick.
Oh my god, that's funny. But
we were talking about Transformers, right?
that's
No.
Donkey Kong. That awful TV
Oh,
show.
but yes, the animation at that time was it's just a product of the time. I guess they were just that somewhat budget, but like I don't even know how to describe that. And ooh, it's just me and you, Elliot.
I know,
But
just me and you.
yeah, man, that was a great show at the time. It was fun to watch. I mean, it wasn't anything memorable because nobody remembers it to this day, but it's good. Somewhat kind of lost.
Except this podcast.
They only exactly. It only exists now. It's reemerged as a meme, and it's just so crazy.
It has this weird. It's weird. It's like so bad, but it's good.
It's entertaining. I'll say that.
It's definitely.
Did you ever play a game called Gex Enter the Gecko?
No, but could you show some pictures maybe? Because I might know.
I might be able to grab one really quick. Let me talk about it while I look for that. So Gex Enter the Gecko, and if anybody in the chat remembers that, feel free to drop that in there because that's one of the classics. Of course, my camera. This happens all. Well, see, you know what? It's all full circle now. Like me and Andres are just in the same
boat.
Yeah, right. Give me a second. I mean, I'm still here through the audio, but my camera seems to have just had a funny moment. Am I back? Not yet. Well, Gex Enter the Gecko, folks, is a fantastic game that was pretty much like Mario 64.
Okay.
But just a little bit different. They pretty much took the concept from Mario 64 and just kind of did it their own way.
Interesting.
And give me 1 second.
No problem. If it doesn't ring out, like we can just still see your beautiful face, like that.
Thank you. Right on the money. I know, right? We're so close. Wow. And it there we go. We're back.
There we go.
So weird. So strange. And it's technology, folks. Technology is only good when it works.
Exactly.
Gex Enter the Gecko, folks. This game came out somewhat in the early 2000s, probably. Let's go ahead and clickety clack that away real quick. Did it say 1999? What did that just say? 1998, folks. That's when this game came out. So, how old were you at that time, Elliot?
I wasn't even born.
God, that wasn't the answer I was expecting, but I'm glad that was the answer I got.
I can't finish that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, I wasn't even born.
That's hilarious. But when were you born again, Elliot? Sorry, what year? So I can, for future reference. So that doesn't happen again.
I was born in 99.
Okay, cool. Well, you know what? We were close.
Yeah, we're not that far away, but
we're almost there.
I probably the idea of me was just put on a pin.
Oh, well, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put that. Yeah. That's hilarious. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to swap over really quick so that I can get the goodies going.
Sure, no problem.
I'm frozen too.
It is funny how you're pulling on just too. You're just frozen.
Yeah, it's full circle, isn't it? Like this is what happens when
Okay.
All right, cool. We're in. Oh, I guess it's just a software being funny. So you know what? Never mind, folks.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swap back over to the.
That's right.
To my regular thing and I'm back, folks. No worries.
But you were telling.
I was back for a second.
Oh my god.
Wow. I love this. This is so cool. I'm like fighting my computer right now. That was awesome. Very sensitive USB ports, folks. Just you can't be too careful around these USB ports these days. Anyway, so Gex Enter the Gecko. I can't bring up any pictures, unfortunately, but it's a very good game. It's you're this gecko who's walking around this universe. You're this gecko who watches TV, and he's obsessed with TV. And eventually, you end up in this kind of like Mario 64-esque world where you walk around, and there's different TVs in front of you, and you jump on this button and go into these channels. And one of the and all the channels are these different worlds. So one world is like a Looney Tunes style level. Another one is like Gilligan's Island. If anybody likes that show or remembers that show.
Yeah, I do.
I love Gilligan's Island. It's one of my favorite shows.
I like how they can make so many inventions, but they can't figure out a way to get off the actual island.
Yeah, that's part of the fun, I believe, right?
Hey,
What up, Andres?
I'm back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties, my mans.
dude, your freeze picture was the funniest ever. Wait till
Did you take a photo?
Oh, I don't have to. I don't have to. You just have to go back and go. Just enjoy it.
Okay, freaking let's go. Okay, I'll go back and take a picture of that and post it on my Instagram too.
Pretty fantastic. It was pretty great.
Speaking of which, what did I just walk into?
We were talking about Gex Enter the Gecko. Have you had a chance to play that game?
Man, I've seen so many like commercials for Gex. It's this purple green lizard thing, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sounds like Spyro.
Well, he's not. He's mostly green. There might be a hint of purple on him that I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But he's like a little gecko. He looks like the Geico guy.
Yeah,
And
with a suit, right? With a suit.
With like a James, because he's like a parody of like James Bond in the cover.
Exactly, like parodying something like Conker's Bad Fur Day or Sly Cooper or Glover, for that matter, you know?
Yeah, it was a lot like that. It was a lot like that. And that was a very entertaining game that I thought was very fun because it was, and the story behind that whole thing is very sad. Apparently, when you look up the backstory, I think it's like that. It's like parents died, and then he gets obsessed with watching TV because that's what he does to take the time away. And then he gets so obsessed that he gets sucked into the TV, and then that's the world that he's in. It's like this whole crazy story. Like I would never expect.
But nowadays we have that story, but with microtransactions.
Oh, great. Yeah.
That is pretty much how that ends up going. Yeah.
That's right.
Before you know it, you spend 5 packs of freaking cleats and freaking skins on Fallout 76, when in reality you shouldn't have bought that game.
Well, I was going to ask you guys, what games have you spent money on? Because I know it's you guys have got to have spent some money in some game. I have, like, as much as I try to avoid. What about you guys?
I'll question. Here's a point question. What is the most you spent on the game?
It would have to be Rocket League because that's the game I've probably done microtransactions in the most, which are probably the only one because I don't think any other game has actually made me do it because I don't like any other game enough to spend that much in it. And in Rocket League, I probably spent $50.
Okay.
Whoa.
Not that bad. Like $50.
Yeah.
Like getting those like random packs that are like $5 a piece. No, maybe I'm bullshitting. Maybe 100.
That's okay. Yeah. It's not like 3,000. Like it's nothing like.
No, it could be like $50 to $100.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I think it's like they're $5 a piece, and then I got more than a few of them, but I don't know how many. But then I was like, at some point, I was like, yeah, this is just like I'm wasting my money. Let me just not do this.
Yeah,
I never did so.
Look, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I think the most amount of money I spent. Yes, the most amount of money I think I've spent on a game would be Star Wars Battlefront 1 2015 from EA and DICE. Yeah, I was one of back when the hype for the Star Wars sequel trilogy was going on, 2015 was coming on, and Star Wars was all the hype, and for Christmas, I remember my mom and dad gave me Star Wars Battlefront EA DICE. Yeah. And like I noticed that most of the game just wasn't there, because like it was either going to be like in a season pass or in an extension pass. I don't know what it was, but like
you have like Rogue One, like Scarif, like because I think it came out a year later. It also had a bunch of but it wasn't. It
had a bunch of additions to it that it felt like most of the game was gone. It wasn't even finished. It was on the beta test. It was so bad. It was
not even. It was like a trailer.
Yeah, the heroes and villains were barely obtainable. You had no freaking idea. It came down to just random chance. it wasn't anything like the original Battlefront games where like the heroes and villains were like actually an event where you could actually control them for a little bit. You know, like you felt invincible. You get to play as Toby Kenobi. You know what I mean? You got Darth Vader. You got Chewie. You got Han. But like here, you got around
General
6.
Grievous even in Battlefront 2 at least.
Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, they fixed it up with Battlefront 2, but not until the government actually got involved and say, "Yo, this is just like gambling because these are these loot boxes right over here, and you get to put in money to maybe get a cosmetic or maybe get a power up that you want." But at the end of the day, it was just all bullshit. It really was because it was just a like a slot machine at Vegas. You know, if I want to go to Vegas, I'll go to Vegas. If I want to play Star Wars, I'll go here. I'll isolate myself. I'll play this game. But like, I didn't want to gamble here. You know, it's not my strong suit because I lose.
No, and it's just not even worth it. Like even in the beginning, I when I got Battlefront 2, the dice version, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay this amount of money to like upgrade and then have to get Boba Fett to like upgrade to get this. And I was like, I'm just gonna play the campaign, and then I didn't play multiplayer. The multiplayer sucked. It really sucked because if anybody who had access to a wallet, at the time I did not have a wallet, so I had to, I had to earn for it. So some people have the opportunity to pay that much money to like pay $70 to upgrade to like level 50 Boba Fett probably, and like all those things, and it was just not fun. And then they fixed it. And it's a lot better. It's not perfect, like because the campaign is still kind of poopy, but it's like a 3 out of 10 really. But it was
3 out of 10. Wow.
yeah, it's okay. It's such a letdown.
I've only played it for like 5 minutes at a friend's house who, we like just played against each other for like a second, so I didn't really get to like dive into it. But I heard all these horror stories about it.
Evaluating Battlefront 2, and this came right around the time where where like it was relatively free to play online. You know, you get to this was back during like it started with the Halo days, where you could, but what am I saying? No, you had to pay for Xbox Live or something like that. But PlayStation, like I'm not a fanboy or anything, but like relatively speaking, you could play online for free. But now with the PlayStation Plus, yeah, look at those titties, man. They're great. That's awesome. But nowadays, like you have to pay money to play online, and like I understand that servers and publishers need money in order to stay afloat. I understand that, but I don't know. It just takes me back to like a moment where I was playing a game like say Uncharted 3, for example. Like take this one for example. Uncharted 3 was my first third-person shooter that I legit loved and played back to back. And when I dove into the multiplayer, I remember just having a blast with it with people I didn't even know. Like now I was jumping, I was shooting, I was with these guns that I had no idea how they would sound or do to other people. I didn't care, I was just having some fun. And then when Battlefront came out, PlayStation said, "Yo, you got to get this PS Next, man. This PS Plus. You got to pay online to get it, man."
That's when they changed up that system, man.
Yeah, it's like they're insistent on not letting you play the game. Now, you take a game like Pikmin 3, for example, like this one.
Nice.
Like, you get straight in on the action on it. It's one of my favorite games, because it's no BS. It lets you just start the campaign, start playing right out the bat. You don't have to do anything. Just play the goddamn game,
Nintendo's very much always, been a step behind in the online department,
Yeah.
And not even in a bad way necessarily. It has been for their fans, but at the end of the day, they focus more on making those awesome single player first party experiences, and that's what Nintendo does very, very well. And I don't even own any Nintendo consoles. There's a Wii U somewhere in the background, but I haven't really played it much. But I want to though, because they make fantastic stuff.
I want to Switch so bad.
Same. And they put Devil May Cry 3 on there, which is a game that I really, really, really love.
Dude, yeah, the Devil May Cry series in general is incredible, man.
I love it.
I still want to get Marvel versus not Marvel versus Capcom. Freaking Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is a Switch exclusive.
Which one?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yes, boy. Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, number 2, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 was my shit back in the day. Like I remember back in my Taekwondo school, like we would have these PlayStations, right? The PlayStation 3. And at the same time, um that game came out, and I thought it was like the best thing ever because it was a crossover of so many Marvel superheroes and villains at the time, and it was around a time of civil war, and it came at a time where I was questioning whether a hero could be a villain or a villain could be a hero. It was one of my first exposures to something like that, and it's one of those fundamental games that you just never forget. Years in advance. Like you still don't forget that sort of stuff.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you.
Let me think of more. Well, back to me in the clubhouses.
Yeah.
Other games that I remember growing up with was Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Yes. Yeah, that one-on-one lightsaber battle game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I always wanted to play that, but I never did. For the PS2, I always wanted to get into that. I would always see it at Blockbuster. I never rented it.
That and
Alazar, you gotta play that
game.
I think I'm gonna pirate it soon. I'll just. Is that bad to say?
Well,
we say emulation.
I mean, like, it's not like those developers are going to be able to make any money off of that to this day anyway. Like, to me, I feel that's my thing about pirating games. Like, I'm very much against pirating brand new games. But if it's been 15, 20 years,
like,
yeah, let's just make it accessible and let people play games. Like,
yeah, don't let Nintendo catch you doing that, because if not, they'll give you a good slap on the cheek. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Have you guys ever had a chance to play a game called Onimusha, by the way?
I've heard of Onimusha before, but I've never played it.
Onimusha, and if Amanda's in the chat, by the way, I know she's a big fan of that game too. That's one of the best games of all time. And I actually bought it. Okay, maybe I'm being exaggerated there, but I think it's one of the best games of all time. It's very impactful in my life too. Ties me to my best friend. Love you, bro. And and that game was just amazing. He's the one that let me borrow it way back in the day. And I just fell in love with that game. It's basically like Resident Evil. It was supposed to be a Resident Evil video game that they didn't know what to do with, and they ended up changing the concept and turning it into a samurai-based Resident Evil type game, and that's what it ended up becoming. So it has these tank controls like the earlier Resident Evils, but it's got these really nice horror elements. It's got these 2D backgrounds that are with 3D on a 3D kind of plane, like Resident Evil. Very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Amazing music and very cheesy like cutscenes, but just iconic. Just I would highly recommend that game. It's another one of these formative games that I could talk about tonight. So
awesome.
Oh. If I could step in for a bit.
No.
Yes. One of the most formative games I remember playing is the first version of Luigi's Mansion, like the first Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And I own all the Luigi's Mansion games because I've been a huge fan ever since like 2001 when it first came out in Space World. Like when they demoed that, like I remember it being so weird because it was just Luigi, Luigi is like he was always my favorite character, even on the Mario 64 on the Mario Kart days, in 64. But
you prefer
the what?
On the DS version?
No, actually on the Nintendo 64. Super Mario 64 actually had on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Luigi being in Mario 64.
Supposedly that was the case, but I don't know.
Because it was in the DS version. They actually put him in there.
That's right, Luigi, Wario, and Yoshi.
Yeah, right. So crazy. Yeah. Oh, that was crazy.
That was awesome, man. But like in Luigi's Mansion, I remember it back in the day. It was like the creepiest game I've ever played. And this was before I was exposed to like Resident Evil, or Splinter Cell around 2005 or something like that. But Luigi's Mansion, like nowadays, it's not scary, not even close. But I do admire its sense of atmosphere. Like the whole vibe of that mansion all around it, like the fact that Luigi starts humming nervously around, the fact that sometimes there's no sound, it's just the thunder, the lightning, and there's some legit creepy moments in this game, like I can go to something like Luigi picking up the phone in the hunter's room, and there's a still image when the lightning strikes, right? the shadow bounces back off of the wall, and it's like Luigi is hanging for some weird reason.
God.
Yeah, the hanging
disturbing.
Luigi thing. It is very disturbing. Like, I didn't notice this until years later when I replayed the game for Halloween in 2016 or something, But
like, I'm surprised Nintendo would even let that pass. Like, they're very,
yeah, they're very
yeah,
child.
they don't do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that I appreciate is the music, the sound mixing. Like they in the 2000s there was this period of experimentation with everything, and sound was no exception. They went for this more digital type of futuristic move. It's like they switched out drums for 808s. It was fast paced, and then there was some genuinely horrifying tracks on it, like the King Boo reveal, for example. The King Boo reveal is something incredible because that's the first time we see this guy. He's this big blob of white crown shit, floating up top, and you're just sitting here staring at this thing, and you're just like, I want to find you cute, but nah. First off, put your tongue back in your mouth. That's what did I do to you, first of all? And then
Miley Cyrus or King Boo?
Both.
Oh.
So funny.
At least to my knowledge, I've never seen King Boo twerk. If that was the case, there's a Rule 34 crowd for that. But like, let's not stick with that.
That's right. But we got the best of both worlds. But
at some point, Miley Cyrus, it's true. Her tongue was just like trying to run out of her mouth at some point. It just like it couldn't.
Exactly.
Nobody's perfect.
And there's a moment in the game where King Boo just goes inside Bowser, to as a shield, So can you stop thinking like that, man? This is a family-friendly show, goddammit,
we need King Boo in like a Miley Cyrus like type of like outfit, because he could throw like Boo could be. Yes.
It's like Miley Cyrus showing up to the VMAs wearing a Liam Hemsworth buff costume shit, like that's exactly what it is.
You just need Robin. You just need Robin Thicke saying, "I know you want it.
I know you wanted it."
Oh god, that song! I remember when that song came out. You could not. Oh my god. That song. Yeah, that song. That what's the song called again? Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines. Yeah.
Which was actually they had to go to court because apparently there was some similarities to another song.
Marvin Gaye.
Yep.
Very interesting moment there, because from what I understand, they actually didn't sample. Like, yeah, it was very close, but like
it was very.
I don't know. I don't know.
Too close.
But that song was very annoying.
It wasn't like Vanilla Ice saying, "Oh no, under pressure."
Ding ding ding.
Yeah.
Go ninja, go ninja, go ninja, go ninja, go.
You remember that? I remember.
I forgot he was in Ninja Turtles too.
He was in
Ninja Turtles too. Yeah, hit the whole Ninja Turtle rap and all that. It was fantastic. that's the good stuff right there. That was so bad.
You ever see his movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Bro, I watched John reacting to it and like his hairstyle, and he's like, "Where the hell are you going? And platform 9 in corners? Why is your whole thing like a brick wall?"
Are you guys Harry Potter fans? Because I played a bit of those Lego Harry Potter games. They're pretty good.
Dude, I have the whole series of books right behind me.
Let me not lie, because I played through a bit of the first one and I didn't beat it, so I never moved on to the other ones. But I have the years 1 through 4, so I gotta.
Me too. I don't have years 5 through 7. I don't know why, because
I do.
I didn't watch those movies. You know that I didn't see 5 through 7, even in the movies.
Really,
it's a crime. Yeah, because like okay, so I was really into Harry Potter. Like, okay, maybe not really, but I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really, really cool, and I watched. Because like I watched the first 3 when they came out back in the day. Awesome. And I read the 3rd book. I read halfway through the 5th. And which is like stupid. Like, just because the thing is, the first 2 books were read to me by my 2nd grade teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, so I didn't bother reading those. I was like, well, I kind of already.
Yeah, you're already ahead of the curve, man.
I got an audiobook right in front of me. Why don't you read it?
You know what was dope? Shout out to my 2nd grade teacher, Miss Madrigal, and shout out to her because she actually, when Hagrid's part came up, she did this like accent and everything, And this is like a Cuban lady, and she's out here doing like accents, like it's Irish accent, which to her, I guess it was Irish, which when you watch the movie, it's like this northern British thing. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but whatever. She was doing this. She was doing an Irish one, and it was just fantastic. I was like, wow, she's really putting in work. The movies hadn't come out yet, so it's like she just was just kind of freestyling it.
Wow.
She YOLO'd it? That's amazing.
Yeah, no movies yet. So she was just kind of, I guess she just saw the way it was written and was like, all right, we're just gonna say it like this. So she really committed.
Alizar, what was it like to be read the books before the movies came out?
Pretty amazing. Yeah, because you're making everything in your head, you know? So like you like that's the crazy part. Like you don't know what any of that could look like.
That's the thing. It's like I just like I let me show you. I just got this. Like this is my birthday present. This is my Christmas present I got for myself.
This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a glass chandelier, man. Whoa,
gnarly.
Yo, all right. Look at that,
dude. Oh, that's sick, man. It looks awesome.
Brand new. And like the first one is I forgot how I went to the first one too, but
I love show and tell stuff. We got to do that for an episode too.
That's right.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah,
this is just like second grade. You're like show and tell, you know.
I love that. That's part of hanging out. That's like half of hanging out with my buddies is we're just doing stuff like that.
That's right. Like there's just like I miss like that buying like that the new book, that smell.
New book smell. Yeah,
the Scholastic Book Fair. So like just I'm not gonna like sometimes just like going here and like for example, like I've never owned all of books, like, but it would be kind of weird. Like I always have to like rent Chamber Secrets in the library for some reason. But
that's cool.
I'm very happy because this is my favorite book, which is The
Prisoner of Azkaban.
And that's the one I read through, and it was such a good time.
It was amazing, man.
But such a good time.
But these are the books. I got
when you're through the perspective of the snake and stuff or whatever. No, is that the fifth one? I'm tripping.
Oh, that might be the sixth one.
The perspective of
I haven't read that one. So there's one where
Nagini? Yeah, there's one. Yeah.
I can't remember.
No. Goblet of Fire.
I can't remember.
Yes.
It was one of the ones that I read.
Dream. It was the beginning of the dream.
The dream. There was Nagini. There was Peter Pettigrew, and then there was Barty Crouch. Spoiler alert. Barty Crouch Jr.
Yeah. Well, that's the last movie that I saw. Was Goblet of Fire, and then that's the thing. Like I saw that movie, and like don't remember. It was dope. But it was also kind of like,
there were a bunch of weird moments in Goblet of Fire. Like,
and three started getting dark. Okay.
Yeah.
And but it was beautiful though.
4 was the one that was like, all right, there's no turning back.
Yeah. It got a little. It was just. Is that the one that has the band in it? And they have like that dance scene.
Yes, they do. Yeah. They also. And the fourth one, like when it comes to performances, Mad-Eye Moody kills it.
Oh, yeah, he was dope. He was dope. He was the movie.
He was the movie. Brendan Gleeson did a fantastic job. Like, and my brother and me always have a fun time making fun of his accent. Not because it's bad, but because it's so spot on. It's just like you remember that scene where he's introducing himself as a fourth Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. You know, he's just like, you need to know what they're up against. You need to be prepared, you know. And then Seamus like puts his chewing gum in and he's like, you need to find another place to put your chewing gum besides the other side of your desk, Mr. Finnegan, you know. And then he's like, the old codger could see in the back of his head. And then he throws the chalk halfway across the road. He's like, I'm here to enforce class rules, you know.
Awesome. It was like I said, it wasn't a bad movie at all. I just really didn't like the direction that it was going in, and I was like, I don't know if I want to see the fifth one yet. And I didn't come back to it, but I want to though because it was. I like the tournament thing at the end where he has to like fight that dragon and they're doing that whole thing and there's just like trials. Yeah. That maze at the end, the maze that they're going through.
The maze because the Goblet of Fire is considered like the one the least most adapted of the Harry Potter books. Like if I read Sorcerer's Stone like last year and it was so similar to the movie. I mean, there's very minor differences. Like there was more of an opening in the beginning of Sorcerer's Stone. Like you see more of like Vernon Dursley and more about like, you know, owls and stuff like that. But like stuff like that. There's more towards the end. But like that's the thing I'm gonna do with these complete series is like reimagine. Like I never seen the movies before. So it's like in a way it's kind of like how I would draw it. So like that's something I'm looking forward to, like, you know, in my head, not thinking about the movies, but like have my own cast of characters who I put in there. And that's the thing about reading that I'm trying to get better at reading more. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And honestly, like Harry Potter would be a good thing because one, I want a page turner and things I haven't done. Because the last time I read all the books, because I've watched them, I've watched the movies many times, and I've read the books twice. My dad read it to me when I was a kid.
Nice.
And then my dad and I read it together, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like that's like one of my favorite memories was like my dad reading me that. Yeah, and but I gotta do it. But do it just for myself. I just want to do it again. Like sometimes just getting home from work or from school, and it's like what? I got an hour or two. I'm gonna go outside and read a book. And
Dude,
like,
if you want me to read it to you, man, I can do all the voices, man. It's all good.
all right.
Give me a second. I got something since we're on the Harry Potter thing.
Page.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, there was another moment in the Goblet of Fire, but there's this distinction between the book and the movie in which, like, when
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore goes, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Versus Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
No, sir. But of course he's lying.
Of course he's lying.
So this thing I found at a thrift store, and I thought it was really. Whoops. Every cool thing I want to show today, I'm like dropping it right before I. So I got this I got this at a thrift store, and I thought it was really dope because it is pre-movie goodness.
You're kidding me right now.
It's Harry pre-Daniel Radcliffe, just OG Harry Potter image. Like,
God, yeah, he looks like Ugly Betty. Holy shit, that's amazing.
Look at the other ones they got back here.
Hagrid, they got on point, man. Look at that beard.
Look at the Hedwig right there.
Look at Hedwig, man. Fluffy, the three-headed dog.
Or maybe this was when the movie came out. Sorry, let me check the data because I don't want to start talking some smack that I don't know about. No, 2000 Warner Brothers. So yeah, this is when the first movie came out.
Oh no, it might have been. This might have been a year before, because the first one came out 2001.
2001. You're right, and then the Chamber of Secrets a year later.
Then when did Warner Brothers buy them?
It was a year before.
That's so crazy.
So they must have just announced the movie the year prior, and they were starting to thinking like because I'm sure Scholastic and Warner Brothers had like a deal.
Yeah, true. Makes sense. I wanted to take this out of the box because like the box is so beat up by now. Like it's just like I'm like, I don't know, is it really even worth it to have it in the box anymore?
I like that though.
It looks cool though, and I like the box because it's actually like it looks like the pillar, like it looks like the cover of the book and stuff.
It does.
Yeah, it's mint. Look at that. It looks great.
I like it, and for being 22 years old.
Hey.
Wow, Elliot and this are twins right now.
Except we have a real Ron or a real Harry, and I'm a Ron Weasley.
Yeah, that looks like Guatemalan Harry right now. Before like Daniel Radcliffe came out and British did it. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Look at that, man.
He does look a little bit Jackson-esque.
Yeah. Are you saying he looks like Michael Jackson with glasses?
A little bit. Looks a little bit.
I guess so. If I squint to the side a bit, maybe it looks like Diane Ross. Maybe
a little ghostly. Yeah, he looks.
That is Edna Mode's son.
And look, he's got the little striped shirt that he's got on the cover of the book.
That's right. Yeah, he's hilarious. He's pulling off Where's Waldo vibes, man. I remember back in the day when I was reading the striped shirt, right?
So yeah. So I thought this was a funny thing to bring out really quick.
No, that's cool, bro. That really is, man.
I think but I like this because I'm gonna now because I was like, I won't read the books, but now I'm like, I want to start reading the books again.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, it was cool.
I mean, now that Harry Potter 20 years later came out on HBO Max, I mean, it's a good time to get back into it. Reread the books,
Did y'all see
watch the movies. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I didn't even know it was already out. I thought it was still not out yet.
Yeah, I saw it.
Are you guys gonna watch play the new game that's coming out soon?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think I'm gonna actually play that game.
That should be good. I mean, I'm excited.
Have y'all played? Have y'all?
Yeah.
Be quiet on this.
Yes, Mama.
Have we?
Okay.
Continue, please.
I'm gonna. Okay. I forgot what else I was saying. I remember. Besides the Lego Harry Potter games, have you played any Harry Potter games?
Played a little bit of played Lego Harry Potter, played Lego Star Wars, the one that we talked about earlier. Played through a little bit of Lego Lord of the Rings.
Yes, boy. That's
Oh
the,
no, I'm
the-
sorry.
the-
No, besides the Lego Harry Potter games.
Oh, sorry. Any other Harry Potter games?
Yeah, Harry Potter games. But we can get into Lego after the Harry Potter.
Sure. No other Harry Potter games actually.
Ooh.
No.
Like there was one, like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, like the video game. I remember that being like the Lego games, in that like you had to get from one side to the other. It was a co-op game, so you could you could play with both characters on screen at the same time. Though it
Wow.
was funny trolling the other guy because you were going one way and then the other guy was going the other way. So it was a fight for the camera, So, but it was
co-op
yeah, but it was a really cool action adventure game. I remember like they actually integrated the giant spider that's actually in the book, in the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, in the maze. Like they actually integrated that big spider, and I was like, props to you, man, because I think you did a better job than the director did at adapting that maze scene. Because oh my god, it could have been so much better.
Which console was this on?
This was on PlayStation 2, I believe.
Okay.
I remember playing Prisoner of Azkaban on PlayStation 2, and man, it was a lot of fun.
There was a Prisoner of Azkaban game.
I gotta look back at these games. I just avoided them at that time because I figured they weren't going to be very good since they were like these licensed games. But I really should.
Half yes, half yes, half no.
Don't underestimate these games, man. Sometimes they can pull off something really beautiful, like the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Like Lego
What's your
Star
favorite?
Wars.
I was gonna ask, what's your favorite licensed game then?
Oh, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's my favorite.
People talk fondly about it, so okay.
I'm in the middle of the Rehydrated right now.
Dude, I finished the Rehydrated. Rehydrated is basically Battle for Bikini Bottom, but like tuned up with better graphics for 2020. What?
Tuned up because it's a cartoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yes, tuned up. Tuned up for 2020, man. But one thing I gotta give props to Battle for Bikini Bottom. I did speak on it on a previous episode, but I guess I can go more into detail here. Like,
no,
there are three playable. There are three playable characters: SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. Each with their own unique quirks and capabilities. Like, Patrick can lift and throw things like an idiot. No offense. No.
Get out of here, you stupid animal.
With a wood on his freaking forehead. Sandy's more of the jumping girl, swinging like your freaking Spider-Man with a tail, like Squirrel Girl and Spider-Man together. And then SpongeBob with his bubble blowing baby technique, and oh my god, it's so cool because it's reminiscent of Crash Bandicoot's Super Mario 64. It's a collectathon. You have to collect these golden spatulas because Plankton, his dumbass, he created a bunch of robots to steal the Krabby Patty formula, but then he realized that he didn't turn the obey sign on for some god reason. Then they end up turning against him, and it becomes a literal war for the control of the city. Funny. It really is, and you really feel like there is a battle going on. There's this Bikini Bottom is a hub world, and it's being overrun by robots and stuff, and the more you play, the more control you take back of the city. And like that's a good way of immersing the player in the world. Like not only just the voice acting and the music, but like that sense of progression, going through it, taking back the land. It really brings you in, like on that Far Cry level. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I was just thinking about. Funny enough, I was just having a conversation with a friend earlier about Far Cry 3 and how it's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, Voss is the best part of that game, bro.
Yeah, he's really dope. I love Voss a lot. That game was a very big formative game in my life as well. At the time, I was 21, 22 when that game came out, and I was living in Virginia at the time. I didn't have any friends at that time. I just moved to this place. My family was living there, so I went to stay with them for a bit. So in unfamiliar territory, and just dealing with things like winter and snow, and just didn't know about that before. So with that game, it helped me really just kind of that and Red Dead Redemption 1 at the same time. Those games were kind of like these personal journeys that I kind of went through, and Far Cry 3 was amazing for that, because in that game you start out as this it's a very much like an underdog story where you're stripped of all your resources. I'm not going to spoil anything. You're stripped of a lot from the beginning. And it's really a story about getting yourself back and finding that inner strength and turning yourself into something. And by the end of it all, it might even go too far. So it's very, very, very good game. Very good game.
Yeah, Elliot, if I could make a recommendation, man, Far Cry 3, you got to play that game. It really,
and it's always on sale for like $5 these days.
I know. It shocks me. Like, my brother even told me on Steam that there was a Far Cry like full edition type sale for like under $40, which is like one of the best deals I've ever seen for Far Cry. Yeah.
I like a game called Near Smile.
Isn't that called a frown?
No, but it's Far Cry. Get it?
Oh, that was awesome.
Sorry about it. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Elliot?
That was great.
Enough said.
That was fantastic.
That's
a really good game.
Yeah.
What's another good one? What's that? Zelda. Which one? Is that
this is one that my brother got me? Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I forget that the Switch has games on that tiny like cartridge thing.
I know.
That's so amazing to me still. Like,
and would have something so tiny would have given a lot.
Yeah.
Big things come in small packages. I'm talking about my fellas out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Yeah. But like,
I heard that game is really good. Is the weapon degradation as annoying as people make it sound?
No. Yes and no at the same time. Like, my big brother Captain Chile and me, we're geeking out about this game because it's a fantastic looking game. It plays well, and the weapon degradation actually adds more to the urgency of grabbing and making weapons. Like, not making weapons, but like grabbing weapons from enemies. Like, at first you start off as this shirtless boy of whatever age. Yeah, this anime boy who's falling asleep, who's asleep in a cauldron, right, in a freaking cave, and you get up, and the what? Yeah, it starts off weird, but don't worry, Zelda's a boy, so the shirtlessness makes some sense. So, what happens?
We've all got nipples. We've all got them.
We've all got nipples, of course. Hashtag free the nipple. But
I almost got a little titty going on, but it's all right.
Me too, man. Yeah,
got a hint of titty. I got a little hint of titty, coming in.
Yeah, hashtag titty gang. Where you at?
Have the implication of titty.
Tit implications, yeah.
Not implants, implications. Yeah. That's what I got going on. Shout out to Razolib in the chat, who says I have the first Harry Potter game for PS1 and the second one for PS2. They were pretty fun.
Oh my god, I gotta know this right now, because the Harry Potter, the Chamber of Secrets game, I remember Aragog, the big ass spider, being one of the main villains, the main like boss fights, and like at the beginning he's up top, he's creeping up on you, right, and his servants come after you. You have to use Sectum Sempra. You have to use, like, Harry just repeats all these phrases. You're just like, shut the hell up, man. We get it. And then you have to knock down all these pillars, right? And Aragog falls down, and pretty soon you have to be attacking him. And at I don't know, the way that boss fight is set up, it's like the Lord of the Rings guys saw what was going on there, applied it to freaking Shelob, who's the big spider in the Lord of the Rings games, and they applied that logic to their own boss fight for Shelob.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Like
really cool.
I think that's what happened because that game came out, I think, a year before the Lord of the Rings game came out.
I gotta get into Lord of the Rings.
I'll get you. I'll read you the book, bro. I got the voices. Like I got the memes. I got. Yeah, let's go. Let's do
I've
it.
never read the books. I've never read the books. I've only seen the movies, and they're just some of my favorite movies. I've seen them a bajillion times. I have them, so I love them.
The Lord of the Rings. I have the 6th movie, like
I'm gonna
Lord
put
of the
one
Rings.
on.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I have them in.
I haven't seen the Hobbit. Something about that weird HD look really bugged me.
Yeah, and sometimes you can get a little bit
Like
it can feel a little bit plastic because like the Lord of the Rings, like it has that epic feel to it, like there's adventure going on,
that's
and
at 24 frames per second.
yeah, exactly. And then you have the Hobbit, which is in 4K, 60 FPS, and I don't know, for some reason, some of the
Like a
times
whole
it looks
movie.
fake. Yeah, for the whole movie, sometimes it looks fake, and the action sequences are just so out of whack that you can't help but suspend your disbelief a little bit. But at the same time, you're wondering to yourself, why the hell is that fat ass rolling around in a gorgonzola, down a river, trying to get away from freaking it's too Disney, you know what I mean? It's like Flynn Rider from Tangled, like that's what it feels like.
Yes. It's. I remember playing the second Lord of the Rings game on the PS2. That's a very good game.
Yeah.
Two Towers. I recently streamed it, and I think we got up to the last level, and just couldn't hack it. I got through almost the whole game in just like 2 hours. It was really funny.
Whoa.
It was awesome. I was just running right through it. Got to the second level, got a little too frustrating for me, and then it was like 3 a.m. by that time. So I was like, yeah, I cut it. But I almost beat it that night.
But
Had it been earlier, I might have done it.
It was Legato breaking into your door and saying, "Go the hell to sleep, Alizar."
He was doing that during the stream. I had to like keep like shooing him away. It was pretty funny. Always at that time.
You keep shooing me away. You get the paw.
He does. The dude sometimes like if I don't pay attention, he'll like come up to me and like put like his like he'll like do that little stretch thing, but like puts his claws out and just like I'm like, oh. I'm like,
I love how Elliot just did it like he was some sort of gay French king or something.
I was a what?
I said, I love how you stretched out your hand like some kind of gay French king. It's so freaking cool.
French king. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. You know what's really good? Though I don't know why you reminded me. I don't think they're French. No, I think it is French. Those sandwiches that's like roast beef sandwiches that you like dip into that sauce, into like that, and then you take a bite into it. Have you had those? It's like that au jus sauce.
That's called Quizno.
You got what?
Is Quizno still around? I haven't been there in way too long.
Yes,
they're still around. I haven't seen one in so long.
There's not that many, but they're still out there.
Yeah, they're still out there.
Not too bad. Like I wish their portions were bigger. That's what always bothered me about Quiznos. See, this is that time of the night where this conversation switches to food.
Fast food. Let's go. Yeah.
Bro, like in the late 2000s, it was like the sandwich wars, and it was like
sandwich wars. I like that. The submarine. It was an underwater war with submarines.
You got the Subway Corporation, and then Quiznos, and then Jimmy John's coming in from the fucking both of them from the back.
all these subs just sending out like little chili pepper missiles to each other.
And then freaking like Yellow Submarine Ringo Starr comes with the ball of it.
Peace and love, my man. Peace and love as you send in torpedoes shaped like chimichanga jalapeno, man.
Okay, what's everybody's? Okay. Can we? All right, everybody. All right, Elliot, build your sub right now, man. What are you building, dude?
Okay, so
together.
Oh
yeah, and you worked the Subway for a bit, didn't you?
Yes, so he knows.
That's so funny. I almost feel bad asking you this now.
No, I don't mind, dude. I used to love going to Subway. It was fun. I mean,
so at any sub place, like what's everybody's favorite sandwich combo?
A good ham and cheese.
Sorry.
A good ham and cheese.
Okay, simple. And, I like it.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. I take that back.
I've never eaten ham. No, not on purpose.
BLT. A BLT is always consistent. I've noticed, and I recommend it. Like I don't personally eat pork or red meat, but I know how to make it good. So like I would come in. Oh, that's dumb. Of course, I would come into Subway. Bad. That's a stupid sentence. Okay, so when the customers are coming
Anything.
and they wanted the BLT, there's one day where I actually worked like by myself, where I rang the sandwiches and I did the register, and it was like a 2 hour rush. I found out how many people I served. I served 170 people that day.
Jeez.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a Saturday. It was a lunch rush.
Amazing.
I did it, and it was pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie. I had like an anxiety attack right after. It was bad.
Wow.
And it was bad. But a lot of people ordered that. So I said, "Do you want the?" Everyone was different. So this, do they want the bacon crispy, or do they want the or do they want the bread and the cheese melted? And so I was like, "How about both?" So I figured out a way how to do it, and I forgot what I did, but they liked it, and they kept coming back, and they liked it a lot. So a BLT, I would say, was always consistent. I would say the one sandwich that no one ordered was the cold cuts combo.
What did it consist?
Makes sense.
Bologna and who eats bologna anymore?
That's a load of bologna, bro.
I was just talking about bologna just a day or two ago with my friends because I was talking about how my dad used to love bologna. Like, it was like his thing. My stepdad loved bologna. Always, and then I would have it too, obviously. And it was a thing in the 90s, just ate bologna. And my dad would always, the thing with the way my dad would always switch it up, he would put lemon pepper seasoning on the bologna. And it was really good. It was really good. Lemon pepper seasoning. You get two slices of bologna, lemon pepper seasoning in the middle, just drizzle some in there, close it up with some bread, and it's over. Just get yourself a soda or a water, whatever. But we were drinking it with sodas. And it was a great time. It was a great time. It was just middle of the night. I had no oh wait, sorry. There's things I can't say around here, right? Yeah. But I had no idea my dad was not sober.
If we get us shut up, let's talk in the near future. Then you bring it up.
Yes. Well, yeah, I had no idea my dad was not sober. I was like 8, so obviously. And we were hanging out. It was a great time. It was, and that's okay. Come on, everybody. Dad has a couple of drinks when you don't know it, and you're just hanging out with your dad. What's the big deal?
Yeah,
he's old enough too. Yeah, he's old enough too. It's not my problem.
It's fine. Before you know it, your dad starts chucking Christmas presents at you and tells you to, hey, call me dad. That's already my dad.
No, you gotta say like Patrick Star. Just call me daddy.
Just call me daddy. Yeah.
That's fair. I forgot about that.
It was the thing where it's like sponge plus star equals shell. Like
mollusk.
Sorry. So I interrupted your cold cuts combo thing. So what's in there?
Bologna and some other meat that like no one ordered. It was always
like salami and stuff.
Yeah, something like that. And it was funny. It was always.
It sounds like the old people would get that.
Yeah.
I knew it. See, that's like
the Boca Raton special, man.
Yeah, super. When you changed your voice earlier on the other episode, Andres, and you pitched it like the Boca Raton lady, that was great.
This voice?
I think it might have been that one, but
don't come back unless you bring me grandchildren, Chris.
That's it. It was great.
Here, bring me some more lemon Asiago, you bitch.
I'd like a cold cut combo. Let's hear that one.
Okay.
How was it?
The cold cut combo.
Bring me back a cold. Bring me back a cold cut combo, Elliot. Your mama needs you right now, buddy.
Pretty good. That was good.
The best was like, what was
it? Well said. That was crispy. Oh man. Yes. The cold cut combo. That's definitely old school, man. I don't think any young people don't even know what that is. Oh, the cold.
We used to sell pizza.
Looks like cold. I used to get it. It was pretty good. It was all right.
I've never had pizza from Subway before.
It's all right. It was for my Subway. I was given it was every 4-hour shift you work, you get a free 6-inch sub. So there'd be time. There's a couple days where I worked there 12 hours, so I had like 3. But you can combine it. So it's like every 4 hours, you don't have to have a 6-inch. So like, let's say you work an 8-hour shift. If you wanted to like save up a foot long. By the time you leave, you can go ahead and do that.
That's
And it was unlimited amount of cookies,
What?
chips they wanted. So I mean, they were kind of with the chips. They're like, they didn't really care about the cookies or the soda because the soda's very refillable. And then it wasn't that it was. And then we always got the cookies for some reason. We're never out of it, so they didn't really care. But
Those cookies were fire, man.
is it?
Yeah, those macadamia ones.
Oh,
The chocolate chip and macadamia cookies in particular were bomb as hell.
Very good.
and then the double chocolate. Oh.
Those are good too. Those are very good. And once in a while, I would get those broccoli cheddar soups.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
too.
those are good too.
I
Yeah.
like those.
They're good for like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
In
just
small
pay for-
doses. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, just only when you have that craving, and there's that specific broccoli cheddar craving that one day, you're like, I think I need to go get that one, and I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of soups. I like those bread bowl soups.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at the local BJ's Brew House, they have that bread bowl with the clam chowder in there.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's
Clam
fantastic.
chowder is one of my favorite combos of soup, man. They really
I like that a lot too.
Yeah, I love seafood a lot, and clam chowder speaks to my my fat marine heart. That's what I mean.
It's so good.
No.
Soup is good, and it's deceptive. Like it's so filling, and it just you don't feel like you feel full, but then you can still kind of breathe after. It's I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Do you guys now drink your soup and go, good soup like Adam Driver?
I don't. Who's Adam Driver?
He's swole boy. He's swole boy. Get solo is swole.
Ben
Kylo Ren.
Swallow.
Ben Swallow. Yeah.
Who is that?
Is
That's
it
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren?
Oh,
the guy
that
blow
dude.
that piece of junk out of the sky. Yeah.
I haven't seen those movies yet. I have moved on. And my buddy is forcing me to watch through all of the Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we got through the prequels and we saw Solo. I think I mentioned this last time. We got through Solo. We saw Rogue One, and then we haven't moved on from there. So he's been trying to keep getting me back on it, but I'm like, maybe later.
Dude, the best is yet to come, man. 4, 5, and 6, you're in for a ride.
I've seen 4, which I'm down. I'm excited to watch it again, but I've seen that one and it's really good. I've seen the original one, and then I've seen the ones where they updated the effects in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah. So
that was cool too.
Yeah, it's the best 7 out of 10 out there, man.
I like that one because that's the one I've seen sober and not sober. You get the 2 experiences on that. You know what I mean?
I recommend getting drunk and watching Attack of the Clones.
The second one? Oh yeah. We were last time, and it was an experience. It was an experience. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Every time Anakin spoke, it was almost like it's like watching somebody walk on fire.
Sorry, lady.
And you're just
like every time this motherfucker bites his lip, man, you will get alcohol poisoning and these creepy ass stares that he does
oh god. So it was disturbing. Yes. And that and just the way he reacts to certain situations, I'm like, oh my god, who?
I hate them. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot. He's just it's so whiny and just they're jealous of me or whatever he said.
That moment,
like animals.
I mean, I'll give him credit there. He lost his mother to these savages. So that moment, I don't. But there was this moment earlier in the movie where it's just he's praising my boy Thick Boy Kenobi. He's just he's a great mentor. He's powerful he's wise as Master Yoda, powerful as Master Windu. But I'm really ahead of him. They can't see that. It's he doesn't understand, man. Y'all don't understand. It's not fair. I'm the shit. Okay, you got to put me on the Jedi Council. He doesn't say it like that, but yeah, that's the essence of what he did.
A direct.
I was like, I've thought about her every day for 10 years, Master.
Yeah, every day since we've parted.
That's so funny. It was a lot of cringe in that movie, but some very cool effects.
Yeah, I gotta admit, there were some great effects in that movie. I'm glad that I can say that the effects were definitely a step up from some of it in episode 1, the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace, Oh my god! Like there were some moments where the effects were just doggone in batshit. Oh, some
When
of
he
it.
when he
Some of it.
turned on Mace Windu, it was really weird. I didn't like that
Yeah,
part.
yeah, it was. And when like I was a little bit scared because like Jar Jar Binks in the second episode, he's in the first part of the movie, and there's this
Yeah,
moment
he's the
where
one that basically the whole everything goes wrong because of him. He's the one that like hands over the power to Palpatine or whatever, right?
yep, he hands over the emergency powers to him.
But you gotta say it like him though, Andres.
They manipulated him or whatever.
Yeah, he's just Misa proposed that the Senate give immediately emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor. And then everybody starts dogging on like it's just like, yeah, let's go, let's go.
It's
Like
amazing.
it's such a contrast from the first part where like he's walking like a freaking slinky gumbo, he looks at Obi-Wan and Anakin, he's like, Obi? Obi! It's just so smiling to see you again, and it's just like, oh my man, this guy's gonna be in the movie.
This guy's gonna be the movie.
Well, I don't mean to close out early on you guys, but I do have to get out of here in about 8 minutes. I got to leave at 1 o'clock because I got a bunch of laundry to do tonight. So,
Yeah, man, yeah.
but and not to rush anybody. I'm just saying, just so you know.
Can we go to 1 o'clock?
To me?
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good till 1 o'clock. I meant like, so
Sure.
yeah. So I don't mean to drop out early on you guys, unless you don't mind me stepping away to do my laundry for 2 seconds. But
That's
I
all
mean,
good, man. It's all
like,
good.
yeah, but whatever works because it is Friday, so I'm chilling. I don't got I have no bedtime. I just
No, it's okay. You gotta get the take care of business. Yeah.
yeah, but well, it's funny. It's that point where you're like wearing all your backup clothes, right? You're
Yeah,
like, oh God, like I'm
it
wearing
gets you get desperate for any type of underwear that you can find in the area, like even under your bed, you're just like,
yeah, you're wearing the I forgot I had these.
yeah, exactly. You're just like, oh man, before you know it, you gotta put some Mr. Clean on that shit,
They'll say smell you later on the back.
Oh Christ,
No, it says juicy on the back.
so funny. And it's funny. I was talking to a friend earlier, Razolib in the chat, and she was talking about how laundry. It's not even a big it's not even the worst one out of all the chores. And I was like, you know what, that makes sense because it's not that bad. A lot of it is just like the hardest part about laundry is probably just folding the clothes, obviously, and then finding matching socks. That's about it.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's like I prefer that over mopping and all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I hate doing dishes. Like that's like one of my kryptonites.
Dishes kind of suck. They take forever.
They really do, man. Oh, especially when there were moments where I would be cooking like my famous lemon pepper chicken, mostly because I put lemon and I put pepper on the chicken. That's the whole secret. But
I'm original.
thanks, boy. But like when I would finish cooking the chicken, there were moments where I was just so tired that I wouldn't even clean up the freaking pan that I used to cook it with, So like and I hate doing that because when I go back to the dishwasher and I start washing it, it becomes harder and harder to scrub off, And eventually it becomes part of the taste, which is weird. Yeah, yeah, like they ask you how do you get so many different flavors? I'm just like, well, a lot of the flavor comes from this old skillet because I've never washed it.
Hey man, that's a big secret to cast iron and lots of things like that. So there's a little bit of truth to that. Cast iron, Dutch ovens, and things like that. That's pretty much how they season them, is by very casually washing them. You don't scrub them or anything like that. You just kind of rinse them.
I see an
Special
escape.
appearance.
Did this boy just open up the door so he could get out? He opened it by himself.
That's his classic. That's his little maneuver. He's boss baby, bro. It's boss baby. I can't even deny it. He's amazing. He's something else, bro.
He's got places to be.
The funniest thing is that like at the middle of the night, like when it's like super late, like and I leave the door just like slightly closed, so that he can open it. He decides to troll and like he opens it extra. He could just move it over a little bit. No, he pushes the thing all the way to where the door just hits the wall and everything.
No.
In the middle of the night, it's just like this, like with the door just opening. I'm like, ah. And it's just him right there. I just see, and like I can't even see him because I'm like laying down in bed. I just see his tail poking up from the foot of the bed. I'm like, he's here.
My cat Catalina, Cata, what she usually does is that we have 2 floors in the house in Florida, right? So what she does is that whenever she tries to poke in, like we see her 2 ears like this, right? And the eyes, that's it. Like she starts poking out slowly, and I'm just like, what the hell are you looking at? What do you want to do? And she starts staring at me, like not doing anything. I say, okay, your funeral. So I shut the door, and then she flings it open, and she comes up to me. She starts laying on my chest, and she starts to sleep. And I say,
oh my God, I love it.
You know,
he doesn't like sit on me very often because like I can't hold that position for too long because if I start falling asleep, I'm eventually gonna move.
Yeah, exactly. Cats don't understand that. You just like
it's a little tricky. Pull the hamstring on that one. But yeah, he doesn't do it often. He don't do that often. But he's a good one. He's hella entertaining. I'll tell you that. He's hella entertaining. Like it's like living with America's Funniest Home Videos over here.
I know.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. I love it.
My before we sign off, I have one more game I'd like to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Go for it, Mr. Trito.
I think I said Mr. Go For It.
Mr. Go for it. Go for it.
It's gonna be a little game called Epic Mickey.
Yo! Okay. Now
Wow.
you're talking. Epic Mickey.
Now, for those of you who don't know, do you know this game?
Absolutely. Came out on the Wii.
That's right.
Never got to play it, but it looked really cool.
It was a lot of fun. Like you basically are going through like a old-fashioned Mickey Mouse cartoon where it's kind of like Mickey through the looking glass, where he sees like this reflection of what's going on. So he goes, and then he goes through, and then he sees everything reverse, and he sees this magical land created by Yen Sid, which is that wizard from Fantasia. Which, fun fact, is Disney spelled backwards.
No.
He takes this brush and like he has like this, Sorcerer's Apprentice, like all that stuff. So he creates this world of like forgotten Disney characters. So like Oswald Lucky Rabbit, like Horace Horsecollar, like Mortimer. I don't know if Mortimer Mouse is there, but he's like one of those characters. So he creates this place, and then there's like access to paint and thinner. So like paint is obviously paints everything and makes everything heal, but thinner is the thing that like dissolves it and just like abs gets rid of it. So Mickey things like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna play around for you instead of go upstairs and take a nap or something. So while Mickey's with his paintbrush, he creates this big behemoth looking black
Bitch.
black slime behemoth, like this something from like a Nickelodeon nightmare, and he tries to go after Mickey, and Mickey escapes to the looking mirror. He's like, okay, that was a bad dream, I'm gonna go, whatever. He goes, and then he goes to this montage of him being a big star and everything like that, and it basically shows how like Oswald was popular at one point in the 1920s.
Hey.
But go ahead.
I don't know what happened there.
No, you're good. So Oswald became forgotten, but Mickey came in like, hey, I'm the new head Disney
guy
character in charge. Yeah. So then later this behemoth all of a sudden takes Mickey through the looking glass, somehow was able to figure out a way to teleport, goes through and takes Mickey to Oztown, which he accidentally destroyed because Mickey, trying to get rid of that behemoth monster, he threw the thinner at. So Mickey ends up destroying half the town, and then he gets shrunken down to this land. And all the entire part of the game is you have to go to Oswald and you have to heal this world.
Oztown, you mean?
Oztown, yeah.
It's going inside Oswald.
Oh, no, is it called Oztown? No, Oztown is the Toontown. It's called I think it's called, what's the land called? It's
Ozfest?
Called...
No.
Let me see. What's it called? Let me see. What is it called?
I remember that town vividly, man. It was a toonish. It was a very toon-like world where you had to repaint everything exactly how Yen Sid was supposed to, like exactly how he painted it before. And this Nickelodeon monster is at the forefront of everything, just being like a behind the scenes. Bless you. A
Well,
behind the scenes and overarching villain throughout, and you need Oswald's help to help repaint everything.
Right. Yeah.
I, I definitely want to try it now. I mean, I don't have a Wii laying around, but I would maybe. Dude, can you play Wii games on the Wii U?
I think
No.
so.
I mean, unless you get a special adapter or something like that, like Wii games are not backwards compatible with Wii U, not by
Mm,
themselves at least.
that's crazy.
I think Epic Mickey has a Wii U version. I could be wrong though. I could be very wrong.
Because I got a Wii U around the house, so maybe I could try that out sometime. It looked really interesting. I heard the second one wasn't so great.
And it's the kind of game where it's like when you want to, if you can choose, you see enemies, do you want to attack them with the paint, do you want them to be your friend, or you want to attack them with thinner? And
Yeah.
there's parts of the game where you choose to defeat a boss. Do you want to heal them and become this better soul, or do you get rid of it? And with all your actions, it actually offends how it ends the game.
That's
So,
really cool.
I like those
Later
games.
choice. I like that.
Yeah,
Like,
of all people, it makes Mickey Mouse interesting by gameplay and the choices that you make. It gives it a lot of replay value. It's really interesting game.
And the score is like hauntingly beautiful.
Mm.
It's really cool. It's really dark and eerie, but like nostalgic at the same time.
It's got a Castlevania feel to it, like a kind of mythic gothic type of orchestra to it. It's got a really official, whimsical, but at the same time gothic vibe to it. It's creepy, but like not that creepy that it scares children away.
Yeah.
Accessible for an older audience as well. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I have a Mickey Mouse game on Steam. It's a Castle of Illusion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I've got that. It's good. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure my brother had it, or he must have borrowed it from a friend of his or something. 'Cause I remember at that time that I mentioned him playing it on the Sega Genesis, the original one, and then this one is just a remake of it and stuff. So I got it for that reason. Great time, very fun little platformer. Fun little game to bust out. So shout out to Mickey Mouse, and Mickey Mouse is always killing it with the games. I mean,
Yeah.
was Epic Mickey 2 any good? I heard it didn't do as well as the first.
It's okay.
I've never played Epic Mickey 2, so I can't make a judgment on it.
Was it just more of
It's
the
not
same?
as the first one, but it's pretty good. And
Okay.
I like it because it features the first time also the Lucky Rabbit in Disney form has a voice.
Hmm.
Because back in the 20s they couldn't record voices because they didn't have talkies yet.
Listen to that loud ass siren. Oh my god.
I can hear it.
They found me. Shit.
Ladies
Bro,
and
it sounds like it's like driving
Yeah.
through my house. So funny.
Well, Elzer, do you want to call it a night?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys are still going to keep if you guys are still going to keep podding it up, then I can just tap out and tap back in a second or two. I just got to go load up my machine is like right there, so
Oh, okay. We can keep going.
I just got to load it up and then I can be right back. So if you guys want to keep, like, I'm just saying, if you guys had plans to keep talking, don't have to stop, but because of me by any means.
Oh, okay. No. I thought it was something else. Okay, but if it's a couple minutes, then yeah, we can keep talking.
Yeah, no. I just got to go load it up, and then it's gonna go for 30 minutes. Put it in the dryer for an hour, and then I'm gonna be doing laundry for a while tonight. But it's fun. I like doing late night laundry type of stuff. It's fun. I mean, like I always say, laundry is way more fun when you're not sober.
It's weirdly therapeutic. Yes,
it is. When you've had a couple of beers and stuff, it's a great time.
Yeah.
It's just and then I'm always like snacking in the middle of it all. It's such a
when you get
turn laundry. Yeah, you turn laundry into a video game at that point.
Yeah.
You need a laundry simulator.
Yeah, drunk laundry simulator.
Drunk laundry simulator.
Yeah, where all your favorite parkas are just monsters that are just like they come up on you, they try attacking you, but really it's just you dropping the load all over your body, and you have to find your way out of that laundry load,
Can you imagine a VR version of that game where you can like fold all the laundry with the VR? To fold the shirts and fold the pants.
With interactable clothing to actually fold.
It'd be so funny, man. Alrighty, fellas. Well, then give me about 5 minutes and I'll tap back in. So you guys,
Sweet, man.
you guys carry on. I'll be
I
right
also have to use the restroom. So Andres, would you like to continue, or do you want to also take a minute or two?
Oh, a basic nerd experience intermission.
This is gonna be the first
Wow.
intermission, actually. Yeah. Like,
Interesting.
I mean, I
Cool.
have to use the restroom, so like, yeah, everybody just take 5.
Or I mean, you guys want to? I don't know why I'm suggesting things on your show here, but like if you guys want to just like close it out and do a little after hours episode, that's completely up to you guys too. Just so
Yeah.
that there's no rush or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Yeah, no, we will. Everybody will take a little break, and we'll shut for cameras. And once we're ready, we'll just we'll get back into
Cool.
it.
Alrighty, then I'll be right back. Then I'm gonna hurry my ass up.
I'll keep the stream going, but I'll mute myself and mute the camera.
Sweet.
Cool.
Intermezzo, everybody.
For sure. Music. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Just in case you're there, Elliot.
I'm here too.
Give me a second. Where you at? Where you at?
I fell down. I'm just kidding.
Give me 2 seconds, because
Very good.
I'm here. I'm eating right now. I'm sorry, folks. I don't want to be eating in front of you guys. I made like as quick as I could. I came back in and I threw 2 hot dogs in the microwave for like.
Oh man.
Right, I threw 2 hot dogs in the microwave for a second, and then put those bad boys in some buns, and I'm scarfing those down for a second because I have not eaten dinner yet since I got home.
Oh, dude, go ahead and eat, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'm getting some ramen after this.
Some what?
Some ramen noodles.
Ramen at 1 a.m, bro. Sounds
Okay.
nice.
What flavor?
Chicken.
Good choice.
Thank you. You gotta keep it basic, like the nerd experience.
Those are good. I like those.
No, they
Yeah.
can slap.
I'll
man.
never be snooty about food in my life. I can't do it.
Me neither, man. Like I used to be picky about food back in the day, but nowadays, like, I would basically try anything, man. Like there's some people who have a problem against the McRib for some reason, but like for some
I think it's because
reason-
it looks grotesque, but it also kind of good.
Let's get back into fast food.
That's right. Let's go. Like the McRib absolutely slaps my cheeks every single time. It's incredible. What?
Well said.
Thank you.
But McRib, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's any like really grotesque food that you know what really grossed me out.
Which one?
He's like, let me close my doors. I'm being all loud and shit.
Yeah, think about Legato, man. He's trying to get some sleep.
I'm back. Just in case you're there. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, that's a delay.
That's
Yeah, my bad. I'll turn that off on my phone. What was I talking about a second ago? We were on food, grotesque food.
grotesque food. Yeah.
The double down sandwich from KFC. Does anybody remember that sandwich?
Yeah.
I do. The double pound sandwich?
The double down. It was 2 pieces of fried chicken in between. Okay, like the bun was fried chicken. There was no bread. It was just 2 pieces of fried chicken with something in the middle, like bacon and all this other stuff.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that. Oh, that freaking stomach cancer on a bun. Yeah.
It was awful.
No, it was that if there's one food I can describe that defines the definition of clogging your arteries, I mean that's it right there. That really seriously, man. Like I know I don't hate bacon. I really don't. Like bacon is love, bacon is life, but slapped together with 2 buns and 2 huge ass pieces of fried chicken, man, that's too much for me, man. I don't know. I just can't do it.
That's literally diabetes on a stick.
It is.
Yeah,
Between 2 buns.
that's too
There's a
heavy.
certain limit. You're like, all right, this is what to prove that 1, Americans have too much time in their hands. 2, we're not really that original with our cuisine.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's up, folks? I'm back.
Yo.
Good to see you. I'm gonna leave again in a second to go take a piss, but still. I just wanted to come back and greet everybody again.
That's right.
That's right,
Basic
man.
nerd experience, folks. Oh, I gotta do the most important part of the laundry.
Which is
Turn it on.
Set alarm for 45 minutes.
That too.
I gotta give it up to Elliot right now, man. He's rocking the double D from Ed, Ed, and Eddie look right now with that sock on his head, man.
I always wonder what the double D name was for, because after later I was like, how I was trying to figure out the breast reference the whole time and I couldn't.
Yeah, for like double. I always thought that double D was his real name, but like no, it's just Ed, but with 2 Ds. That's what they call him, double D. You know.
Exactly. It's
I was thinking this guy's flat as a broom. Why would they call? Oh, that's right. Because he has 2 Ds in his name. That's right. That makes
maybe
a
he was
lot more
packing
sense.
maybe he was packing the biggest heat.
That's right. That's right.
My guy was double D right there.
We're talking Tommy guns under his hat.
That's
That's what I'm
That's
talking
my guy, double D.
about.
Oh man. Who knows? All right, give me 2 seconds. Speaking of double D, no, I'm kidding. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 2 seconds.
Go for
It's
it.
I was just kidding. It's so.
Excuse me. Ugh,
Intact.
thank you. Thank you.
Well, dude, I guess we'll do a little continuation of the fast food. So, what is your least favorite fast food chain restaurants? I know you said Sonic was one.
Yeah, Sonic was one of them. I gotta go with, honestly speaking, I've never done Quiznos.
Really?
Never got the hype of it. Like the one vibe that I got from Quiznos is that it's the type of sandwich where you slap two pieces of ham together, put some complimentary cheese on it, put some lettuce on it, like cover your bread up with some sour cream dough or whatever it is that they call it. Put a freaking toothpick on it and call it a day. To me,
Yeah.
that was like one of the most unsatisfying looking pieces of food I've ever seen, and it's one of the only remaining foods that I remain snobbish on because
Interesting.
just don't dig it that much, you know. It literally looks like one of the old people from Boca Raton made a sandwich. That's how I can compare it to. Like, ugh, it's to me it's kind of unappetizing, but on the whole, I generally dig a lot of fast food restaurants and places. I'm generally no snob when it comes to fast food.
Hmm.
Now I gotta ask you this: what's the worst experience you've had at a fast food American establishment?
I need a second on that one.
Okay, double D.
What is it? There was a time in high school when someone got my order completely wrong.
This is in Somerset.
And blame me on it. Yeah. It was at a Pizza Hut actually.
Oh my god!
Okay,
And
I'm almost back.
oh, you're almost back.
Did I miss any juicy?
No, in fact, you were
Just
you were writing them like you were about to go in on the story of Elliot and his terrible experience with Pizza Hut.
Oh, okay. Please, Elliot.
so I was ordering food and they said, okay, it'll be out in 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, fine. So then I asked for a cup of water. I
Right.
drink water. They accuse me of stealing soda, and I go, no, I just want a water. And he goes, oh, I know, you're lying. You guys saw Fresca there, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Believe me, what do you want to believe?
That's so crazy, dude.
I know, and I'm like, who gives a shit? You're at a Pizza Hut. What do you care? So then, basically,
That's what they make the least money on is the soda, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, hello, like what the
I
fuck?
used to always tell people that, like, I can't help, like, how dare you? Now I'll be like, go for it.
Yeah, bro, like,
So, with that being said, I forgot where I was going with this. Pizza Hut. Yeah, like, so basically, this person was like, "Oh, you order for two pizzas, so because you have to pay for the pizza regardless if you got it or not." I'm like,
That is such bullshit.
"What the fuck are you talking about?"
that is some bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm like, "That's not me. That's not my order." And then the person said, "Oh, it was a different order." They tried to blame it on me, and I said, "All right, you know what? I'm not gonna order. Whatever." They're like, "No, you have to pay your debt." I'm like, "I don't owe you shit."
Yeah, don't fuck with the ginger, man. I will go to war with you.
I know. You said like one of the elves from Elf with Will Ferrell.
We're not slaves. All that sadness turned your brain to mush, boy.
Can you say cotton-headed Ninny Muggins?
Cotton-headed niggy muggins.
That was that bad word that they said for the elves.
That was my favorite bad word of that movie.
Oh, this is from Elf.
Yeah.
It's from Elf. Yep.
I saw that movie once. It was pretty funny. Pretty good.
I pissed my pants when I was a kid watching that movie, man. It was so hilarious, especially when Will Ferrell just jumps on that tree and falls down, man. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
It's just there's so many great things. That and I love where it's like world's best cup of coffee. Congratulations, you did it. You got the world's best cup of coffee. Meanwhile, it's like later in the film, like his girlfriend's like, okay, she's blindfolded, and he's like, okay, it tastes like a crappy cup of coffee. And then she takes her blindfold off. It is a crappy cup of coffee. He's like, no, but it's the world's best cup of coffee in the world. Meanwhile, there's no accolade that makes it. They just say it just as like a touristy spot. So it's just, I love that.
So
He
funny,
doesn't
man.
get it, but he's so innocent and cute that you don't want to mess that. He's like an innocent boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a fun movie when I watched it. I don't even remember a scene from it. That's the odd part. Like I remember nothing. Like I remember, it's one of those times where I say like I looked at it. I don't know if I watched it.
Hmm.
Not that it was bad. I just don't remember anything. I don't remember one thing. And that happened to me with Shrek 3. I saw Shrek
Oh,
3.
I remember that. Yeah.
I saw Shrek 3 with my little niece. Like she was like 3 or 4 or something like that. So or like super, like she was like 3 at the time. So I'm like holding her real quick. We're watching this movie, and then she passed out. She fell asleep, and then I was like, oh okay, well I guess I'm watching this by myself now. And then I ended up just kind of continuing the movie because I'd invested all this time already. So I was like, all right, buddy. I was like, she knocked out, so I put her down. I was like, you go on to sleep. Let me check out the rest of the Shrek 3. It wasn't too bad. Don't remember a damn thing though.
Yeah.
Remember
Shrek-
nothing. Remember nothing. I don't know why. Just didn't resonate with me, I guess, but
yeah, it's just
it wasn't bad though.
Shrek the Third. It's not a terrible movie.
That is what it was called, Shrek the Third.
Shrek the Third. Yeah.
I forgot that was like the way they framed that title. Yes, it's fantastic.
I mean, I think Shrek Forever After is a better play on words.
Wow. Even
Yeah.
better. Shout out to Mike Myers because a lot of people think he just disappeared for a while, and I'm like, no, he did do Shrek for a bit.
Yeah, yeah. He even appeared in a cameo of Inglorious Bastards. I remember that, like with Quentin Tarantino. I remember.
That's cool.
And
I just
he
sorry.
was in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes, as the sleazy manager who didn't want to put Bohemian Rhapsody through the radio due to it being too weird.
Wow.
How he wrong?
How wrong he was.
How wrong he was.
How long he was? Yeah. You go to tower. Yeah.
That's
Queen Amidala, you must sign the tweety.
Before you get canceled, any final thoughts? Because I'm actually kind of losing it.
No, I feel you, man. It is getting late out here. Final thoughts, man. I just want to thank you guys for having me on the show. I want to thank the Basic Nerd Experience homies for hanging out and it's fun to me. I love doing your show because I never realized that I am a very basic nerd.
Yeah.
Because
Welcome to the club, bro.
Well, not just that. It's just that I'm literally a very basic nerd where I like certain things, but on a very surface level. Like Star Wars, like it's super dope to me, but I don't remember the names of the ships and the the planet names and all that. That type of stuff is so complicated for me. But I love hearing you guys talk about it because I think the world is amazing, and also like I think that stuff is really awesome. Like it's really cool. It's just, I have such a hard time sometimes just kind of sticking with it, and same with Game of Thrones. Like I never really got into Game of Thrones, but it's really dope.
It's like the same thing with like your channel about like the Nintendo games. It's like I only play a select few, so it's just nice. Like dude, you got to do more gameplays of that. They're fun. Like I would love to
Thanks,
see
man.
Super Mario Galaxy or like a freaking what's another one?
I did Def Jam Vendetta recently. That was pretty funny.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh, nice.
Random, which I didn't think I'd be able to play that anytime soon, and that happened. So that was cool.
If you stream Shrek Super Slam, then I'll be the number one person.
Dude, I will be there day one doing the freaking Humpty Dumpty impression. It's just like, you mastered the you and me no Black Guano style. Your chance of survival is 0. Then he flips under Fiona and he's just like, I am the 1,000-year-old egg of destiny.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I
am the 1,000-year-old egg of destiny.
Does anybody here like fighting games, by the way? Well, I don't think we talked about them the entire
love
night.
fighting games, man. I really that's my grab right there.
That's awesome. I don't know. What's your what are some of your favorites or your favorite, whatever?
I'll run through. I'll run
Yeah.
through them real quick.
Hey.
Marvel versus Capcom 1, 2, and 3. I'm a fan of Tekken. I like Street Fighter, but I'm a very loose fan of this one. I absolutely love Mortal Kombat.
That's awesome, man. I was always, I've always been more of a Street Fighter fan in terms of gameplay, but I love Mortal Kombat's world.
Yeah.
You know, and Mortal Kombat, the gameplay got great too. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's very different. Like it's so cool though. Like, shout out to NetherRealm Studios.
NetherRealm is the goat, man. They started off with Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, which my little brother and me we mentioned in the previous episode. We love whipping it out and playing it every once in a while. It's awesome.
That is very true. That is so true. That is a great game, actually. I have a forgotten game at this point. A lot of people don't remember that one.
I know, yeah. It's one of those gems where it's so much more fun to play when you're drunk. Trust me on that.
And if you played Injustice, seeing Scorpion in there, I was like, oh, this is giving me that like DC versus Mortal Kombat vibe right now.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
That's cool.
My favorite fighter is Soul Calibur.
Dude, yes. Soul Calibur is the bomb. I remember I played Soul Calibur 4 back in the day with my friend Ryan when I was in elementary.
Oh, and that had the Star Wars cats in there.
Yeah, it had Yoda and it had Star Killer and it had Darth Vader in it. Yeah.
I forgot it had the other guy, the Star Killer. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was my first exposure to Star Killer. Actually, it was a really cool experience.
That's tight, man. I had gotten the Force Unleashed around that time. I played it for a little bit and then I actually ended up returning it because I went to GameStop and I didn't buy it brand new. I got it used, so I paid like $25 for it, which wasn't bad. Ooh. I played it for a day or two, and I just didn't really stick with it. Like something about the Force controls when you have to pick up people and move them around, it just felt very weird and loose. Like I felt like I was like, this is gonna take me forever to figure this out. So I ended up returning it, and then I got Red Dead Redemption 1, and then I stuck with that. So
nice.
And what about you, Elliot?
My final thoughts are I'm going to read the Harry Potter books in the near future.
Awesome.
Sweet. I mean, that's got nothing to do with fighting games, but thank you.
You want to fight with the game with me, bro?
You want to tell someone, let's go Shrek Super Slam, bro?
Oh, it's a fighter.
Yeah, it's a free for all battle.
Oh my god.
I shouldn't be telling you this, but like obviously my favorite character is Humpty Dumpty because of the way he speaks and the way he fights. I'll kick Elliot's ass any day of the week with Humpty Dumpty. I'll tell you that much.
That's awesome. I'm just thinking of Humpty Dumpty in a fighting game, which is fantastic, man.
I know and the music is amazing. It's like if I listen to Far, Far Away Idol.
Yeah, and the freaking Quasimodo Hunchback like Nirvana types of like yeah, it's awesome.
And they're yelling at him like to keep it down. He doesn't want to, so they have like a whole like Jackie Chan like choreographed fight just over it.
Awesome. That sounds like a really fun time, actually.
I know it's like Rush Hour 3. Like it's so weird, but it's fun.
Yeah, Quasimodo is freaking Chris Tucker, Shrek is Jackie Chan, and Fiona is Sue Young.
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna have to sign off, guys, because I'm really losing it.
Yeah, I can tell, man. You're dozing off, my man. Like, yeah, let's close this thing off, man. What an episode I had a lot of fun, man.
So
I
much
really
fun.
did. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on. As always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Basic Nerd Experience, homies. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us here. Special momentous occasion. Shout out to Alizar from Shut Up Let's Talk. Visit his channel. And don't you guys, your boys are coming up with new ideas for new episodes for podcasts. So sit tight.
That's right. All right, take care, guys.
Take care, you guys. Peace out. Do well. Make me proud. The thick will be with you always.